feature with heavyweights. Zuri Lawrence takes on 43-1 Albert Sosnowski. There is Zuri Lawrence, now 38 years old. He is 6'4", 241. He's from upstate Wappingers Falls, New York. 23-14-4. He was TKO'd against Tony Thompson, had a draw with Ray Austin, stopped against Bragamoff, but he once upset Jameel McCline. Tonight he faces from Warsaw, Poland, Albert Sosnowski, 29 years old, 6'2½", 223 pounds. He has a record of 43-1. He has won 24 straight. The most recent of that streak came on Friday Night Fights against Terrell Nelson. Nelson was out of shape but spirited. Sosnowski was more accurate and capable, and he scored a knockdown with a right uppercut left hook combination in the 5th round, and the ref would eventually stop the action, and that the 43rd win in his career. Stevie Smoger, Double S, the referee here tonight.
God bless you both.
And they're scheduled for 8. Joe Tessitore alongside the lightweight champion of the world, Nate Campbell, who is preparing for his title defense against Joan Guzman on September 13th, but for now has been preparing all week long to call Wednesday night fights both this week and next week, filling in for Teddy Atlas, who's on assignment in China. In your preparation for Albert Sosnowski, Nate, what can you tell us?
Sosnowski is just one of those guys that can punch. He's not the biggest puncher, but he has that brooding kind of power. The kind of power that hits a guy and gets his attention. Then he opens up and he's very raw, but he can't hurt you.
Coming off that TKO win on Friday Night Fights, fighting for the 7th time in the United States, says he wants to fight here more consistently. His lone loss was in March 2001. He was KO'd by an Arthur Cook uppercut. And when he's back home in Poland, much like you, Nate, trying to stay active both in the ring and ringside, he works as a TV analyst back in his native country.
My kind of guy.
Zuri Lawrence has been around the block.
Yeah.
Not with great success.
No. There's a bad record, 23-14-4. He's been stopped quite a few times. He's a big guy, but he has no knockouts. But as you look at his footwork, he has a very wide stance and he doesn't plant his base.
And how does that affect a fighter exactly? When you put that into layman's terms of what can happen in terms of utilizing that base?
Well, power is generated from the floor up, and to have good balance is the best thing you can have. You don't have to have a lot of speed if you have good balance, because all you need to do is land one. I mean, I have a wide base, but I have good balance. So Sosnowski doesn't have a wide stance. He has a very sturdy base. But Zuri has a very, very, very bad stance.
That would be the first thing, if you went in to correct the issues with Zuri Lawrence, you would get after.
I would make him correct his stance. Not that his stance is horrible, it's just how he, look at his feet. He rolls them, he doesn't plant them. Oh, he got touched with a left hook. Zuri Lawrence got touched with a nice left hook.
Sosnowski being patient here.
Yes, smart, very smart. Walking him down, but he's looking at the head too much. He needs to go to the body like the fight before him. If you really want to impress, he should have been watching backstage, looking at what Tarver Sims did.
Coming to the end of round number 1 of our heavyweight co-feature. More to come from Brooklyn, Lawrence and Sosnowski. Yet, your boxing authority. Round number 2 of our heavyweight co-feature. Zuri Lawrence against 43-1 Albert Sosnowski. Sosnowski with an 18-13 connect advantage in round 1. Looking to jump on Lawrence here early in round 2. Hey, Nate, just give us a quick preview. Friday night, we got this unbeaten prospect, Tavoris Cloud. He's from Florida. You're from Florida. What do you know about him?
Oh, I know more about him than everybody else does, probably. I've been knowing him since he was a little amateur.
Oh, really?
Yes. We were amateurs together. once hit a guy while he was down, but he didn't know it because the guy was so tall, and they tried to disqualify him and take the fight. And I was what they call the state guy that stood up for the fighters, and I stood up for him because I thought it was a good knockout. But he's a good little puncher, but I don't know what he's going to do with a guy like Gonzalez. Depends on what Gonzalez has left.
So that's coming up on Friday Night Fights, our main event. Nate says it's a step up for the unbeaten Cloud from Florida. We will see Shannon Briggs will be our guest analyst for Friday Night Fights. Nate gets the assignment for Wednesday. Shannon gets the assignment for Friday. So a good mix while Teddy Atlas is at the Olympic Games.
Sosnowski is trying to pick the pressure up now. He's trying to make Zuri Lawrence fight. He's hitting him in the chest, which really is a good idea. He keeps hitting him in the chest because you can't miss his chest.
Pretty easy target.
Pretty easy target. The head has eyes.
Step. Watch your elbows.
We know what happens, Nate, when a guy goes to that sweet spot, the liver, and lands a really perfect, debilitating body shot. What happens when a guy lands directly to the chest and to the sternum area? What's the effect there?
It wears a guy down. I like to hit a guy in the heart. That's one of my favorite punches. Little jabs to the heart, uppercuts to the heart, because it's, in a sense, the guy feels like he's having a collapsed lung develop.
Not a good feeling there.
I'm sure it isn't.
Now Sosnowski working against the ropes as Lawrence fights off of it. Want to remind you, still to come, our main event, plus a visit with comedian Jackie Mason, who is sitting ringside as a big boxing fan. I look forward to hearing what he has to say. Now Zuri Lawrence putting his punches together and scoring to the head against Albert Sosnowski.
Put your hand out.
I'm watching Zuri Lawrence hold his eye. A minute ago, he was really complaining that his eye was hurting him. And because he doesn't have any power, I am kind of suspect with him. He can't keep this guy off because what is he going to keep him off with? But he's trying. He's trying to slap him, slap him senseless.
Step.
Sosnowski, right hand lands. Close out round number 2.
Step away.
Joe Tessitore ringside with lightweight champion Nate Campbell here on Wednesday Night Fights. Zuri Lawrence coming out swinging for the fences here in round 3 against 43-win Polish-based heavyweight Albert Sosnowski. Lawrence has been in with many of the top names in the heavyweight division in recent years. It hasn't had much success except for when he was able to pull off the upset against Jameel McCline back in 2005. Recently, in November of 2007, he was TKO'd in the 10th round against Asim Rahman.
Push off if you can. Good.
Here's Stevie Smoger there for a moment saying, push off when you can, good. Stevie, one of those referees that tries to get guys to fight as much as they can.
My kind of referee. I love those school refs like Steve Smoger. He'll make a great fight develop. Even if 2 guys don't want to fight, Steve has a way of kind of finagling the fight out of.
Well, he's encouraging action because he knows that fans have come here to see this. Stevie's come here to see action. He doesn't want to see a snooze fest.
Don't punch.
I like him. I really like Steve Smoger. Zuri Lawrence is trying to put some shots together. He's throwing a good uppercut. He's not turning the shots over, but he's trying. Sosnowski is getting hit with a lot of this stuff. I don't know what damage is doing.
Get out, Zuri. Get out. Good.
Falling in again.
Get out, Albert. Get out.
Right now, this hit and hold tactic that Zuri Lawrence is using, he's ahead on the score. He's ahead in this round.
Almost a clash there.
Because Zuri's trying to hold before he hits.
And now Lawrence scoring up top, gaining confidence as this 3rd round rolls on. Looking to hold before he hits.
Yes. And what he does is, even sometimes before he punches, he's already moving in to close the gap to make sure that he doesn't get hit in return.
Scores well with both a right hand and a left hook, does the upset-minded Zuri Lawrence.
Right now what's going on is Sosnowski is allowing...
Sosnowski has been in against limited competition. And we saw what he was in with last time out against Nelson, who came in out of shape. Very spirited in his game, but came in out of shape. And Zuri Lawrence has been in with much better competition than Albert Sosnowski.
If Zuri Lawrence